Wait. Let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Now I'm here to answer any questions you children may have about the monorail.
Me! Can it outrun the Flash?
You bet.
Can Superman outrun the Flash?
Sure, why not?
It's the Al Travis Show. We've got him, Senator Aric Putnam, coming on the program for us. Senator, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, dude. How about yourself?
I'm good. Weather makes all the difference for me. Evidently, I am as shallow a human as there is. As long as the weather looks up, I feel better. I looked at the forecast today, as old people do, and there's like a string of 50s coming in a row. And I'm giddy about it. I'm making plans. I'm going to go outside.
What are you going to do other than put on a bikini for the first time?
What
are you going to do as soon as it looks nice? I
am grabbing a cigar. And I shouldn't talk about this radio. My wife said the same thing. I'm grabbing a cigar, and I will go outside today and pick up the Duke Noogies that he has left out in the snow all winter. It works well in the winter. He goes out, does his business, then a snow falls, and it doesn't look bad. You don't have a problem. But on the other side, now that it's 50 degrees, it's noticeable that Duke was outside a lot this winter, so I need to fix that up. But I look forward to it. I'll have a cigar in hand and pick up Duke Noogies. That's my plan.
What sort of puppy is Duke?
A Duke is not a bulldog. A bulldog.
Oh, nice.
No, a boxer. I'm sorry, a boxer. He's a boxer. My wife says, "Why do you keep calling bulldog? He looks like a bulldog." He's a boxer.
Nice.
Weirdest dog ever. He's probably 5 or 6 years old. Acts like a child. Just giddy as all get out. A good day, he'll go outside like this morning, and I let him out when I get up. Does his business. Then he comes in and he just zooms around the room, just all over. Dad, you can't believe how nice it is. He just run around in circles. He's an idiot. Not a smart dog, but he's my Duke.
I was thinking about it because of the post-winter turd situation. I had a beautiful Great Dane for a while, 175 pounds, one incredible animal. But
that's a horse.
It is. But when I was doing what you're doing, it's like moving furniture. Like the amount of frozen dog poop out there. I'd pull a muscle. I'd need like a backhoe. It was insane.
That part I don't look forward to, but everybody's got to do it if you got a dog. And yeah, that's a big dog, 175 pounds. I think Duke's at 50. So you're going back to work. I don't mean to say that. I know you guys work all summer, but you're going back next week. Can you give me a preview? What do you think the topic du jour is going to be? Maybe I should start with this. I asked someone yesterday up in your neck, well, not St. Cloud, but from Minneapolis, if things had calmed down up there, because it seems, outsider guy here, 2.5 hours away, it's not the front page of the news anymore. The last thing I heard, people were putting sex toys on cars now, so I mean, it seems more comical than it was. Is it better up there now? You were the head of the stopping it, and Superman showed up. You, in St. Cloud, busted that thing up. Is it better now or not? She said it was the same. I'm just saying I'm not hearing about it anymore.
Similar. Like it's, I did, I talked to the governor yesterday. We were at a veterans event together, and he's like, yeah, it looks like we're kind of out of the woods. Like things are getting better. And when I talk to people around here, they say, yeah, it's a little bit better, but there's still some people who are pretty upset. People, a lot of people still haven't gotten their phones back. ICE is stealing people's stuff. And so they haven't gotten a lot of their stuff back. So there's still a lot of anger. But I'm not seeing the kind of high profile. For a while, I was getting videos every other day of someone getting taken. Yeah. And I'm not getting those anymore. And I don't know if it's because it's not happening or if people have just built up a callus or what, but it does feel better.
Which is the start of getting better, right? I mean, it was escalating up, and now if it's not, even if it's plateauing or at least coming down a little bit, that's the start of something good. I mean, I hope, knock on wood. Now, is that because it's the latest big thing, the ICE issue? I'll call it the ICE issue when you're going to session. Or is it the one before that, the fraud issue? Or was it the one before that, the gun issue? Which is going to, this is a bonding year. You guys were supposed to talk about how you're handing out candy to everybody. What's going to be your play to this year? What is it we're going to talk about?
I think, and I'm sure you've talked to other folks in this business, and they probably all said have low expectations this session because we're not going to get anything done. And I think that's the starting point, but I think there is going to be a lot of drama. And around those three specific issues to be a fair amount of drama, but I don't see a lot accomplished on that front. I think it's all politics. It's all campaigning for the next 4 months, which is unfortunate. But I think we're going to have lots of people trying to make some hay and cause some blame.
You are the third human, I think, that's actually said that in your line of work that said don't expect a lot to come out of it. Is that, and this is Mr. Negativity, Al talking here, is that because every single human is running for their job in November that we can't give the other side anything, so we won't get anything, and so it'll be blasé, nothing done? Is it because everybody's running? If it was a regular year and only half were running, could you at least think then some people will take votes to make change?
I think that's a really cool insight. And I think you're right. Like, I've not been in this business for forever. This is my first time running for re-election after a full term. And it just feels different. People are going into it differently. And I think there will be a lot of trying to catch people in bad votes that don't really matter. And there'll be a lot of, grandstanding speeches on the floor. That happens anyway. One thing I'm curious about in terms of how this is going to shake down is like 3/4 of the legislature is retiring. So are people just going to set fires and leave, or are they just going to phone it in and call it a day? That's another thing.
That's interesting because it's almost 50-50 too, by the way. The number of people that are leaving, it's almost 50-50 as far as which side. So, when you look at who they are and you'll get like, wow, that kind of busts out pretty normal. But what's interesting, I get that, if this is your last hurrah, you're not looking for a vote come November. Maybe I'm wrong. That's a great take too. Wow.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm a little bit bummed that some of the best bad guys are gone. Like the good bad guys are retiring. So like my friends Aric Pratt and Rich Strahan.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss them. They're good guys. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes after them and what they do on their way out the door. They're both reasonable dudes, so I don't think they're going to do anything crazy. But some of the other ones aren't, and who knows where it's going to go.
But it's the idea of putting up votes that, and maybe, I don't know where you stand, that omnibus vote. I don't know if you've been following this, but Upper Midwest Law Center, a fine client of this radio show, they had a lawsuit with the Upper Midwest gun guys that got taken out of the omnibus bill from last year, right? The judge said, but he goes, I'm only taking that out. They're the only people in front of me. But the judge basically said this omnibus thing's got to stop. If that happens, if this goes up to whatever court's got to say, hey, that bill is done, you guys are going to have to scramble. The paid family leave bill, all the rest are no good. You guys are back to work from 2 sessions ago.
No, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think that we already are changing our behavior. So like, I'm probably not going to do an omnibus ag bill this time around. I'm probably going to do just individual bills, and I'm going to do the same in veterans. Because
good for you.
Well, part of the, one, I think that's the way we're supposed to do things, but two,
according to the Constitution.
No, well, yeah, correct. Constitution, Constitution, right? I guess that's what people say. But we're gonna. I hope someone clips that out, right? Like
that is fantastic.
Like, that's my thing. But no, we're supposed to do it that way. But then we come up with all these frivolous, goofy bills and these gotcha bills and things that we throw out there. So like, then we say there's too many bills for us to do it without omnibuses. But if we only had serious bills in there, we wouldn't have that problem. We'll see.
See, that is this whole game. For folks who don't, I think you had 7,000 bills, some crazy number like that, come up last year. Mm-hmm. I don't know how seriously we need 7,000 things fixed. I could come up with 10 maybe on a good day. But what it is Senator Putnam sitting there and somebody says, boy, I really wish you could get me this thing done on the thing. And I'm like, that ain't going anywhere. Sure, I'll put it up. And it gets written and it goes to 7,000 of these. Then the Putnams of the world on the ag side going, these first 2,000 aren't going anywhere. So let's do something we're going to talk on. That's the way it should be. If we got one big thing done every year, I think that's more than enough movement for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but we got this weird balance between people who are trying to do little local things for their communities and people who want to do giant epic things for their careers. And,
yes!
I'm the first, I'm not the second. And anyone who says they have a career in politics needs a new job. It's not supposed to be a career. It's supposed to be service.
See, and I love that because most bills, 90% of the bills that come up should pass 100-0, right, or whatever, 67-0, because it's like we're going to name that 3rd Street in St. Cloud after Billy Bob, the 3rd governor. All right, good. All right, everybody in on that? Anybody give a crap? Okay, we go. And it should, most of this stuff should fly, but it doesn't. And then the reason this bothers me so much is every vote you will take this year, mark my words, we'll talk about it at the end, will be a vote with 4 or 5 things in it so that Senator Putnam can say, yeah, I voted for it. I didn't like these 3 things, but because of the thing I promised everybody I would vote on, I had to vote for it. And crap's going to pass, and everybody's going to say, but not because of me, that other thing. I hate that. I want them one at a time so I can say, okay. And again, no one's going to vote 100% like Al wants. But 85% he's going my way. That's my guy. I got to stick with him because he's doing, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather do that than this hide and seek thing that we play currently.
Well,
Is
here's
that
my
fair?
take on the hide and seek. And I have this conversation with people when they're thinking about running for office in the first place. They're like, oh, I can't run for office. I got skeletons in my closet. Or I can't vote for that
Yeah.
because I'm going to get held to the fire for it. No one cares. And they're just going to lie anyway. Like,
Yeah.
they're just going to lie anyway. So, like, just do what you can do. I still remember I got a mailer when I ran for re-election last time. And it was talking about how horrible I am to law enforcement. And it listed these 5 different provisions and
Mhm.
how horrible I was because I didn't pass them. And I was the author of all 5. Not only was I on them, I was the first author of all 5 things.
See,
And the
they'll twist
man that's
anything.
like, Aric hates cops. And I was like, dude, seriously? So from that point on, I was like, it's all made up anyway. So I'm just going to be a good human as I can.
Speaking of the Eric and Al ticket, the AA ticket we
Oh, yeah,
came
yeah,
up
yeah.
with too, I got more crap for that.
All right, let's do
I
it.
got so much crap for it. I'm like, really? You're thinking about that? Why would you? I'm like, really? We just made some fun here. Really? I'm running for governor. Thank you for that, Mr. Putnam. I got myself in trouble.
I'm there
It's
for you.
the AA team. We'll be back after this. I want to ask you about what I think is the big story this week that got no play anywhere because, I don't know, there's a gal kidnapped in Arizona. There was weather on the West Coast. There's acts going on for SAFE. The Minnesota story this week that did not get really covered. We'll talk about it with Senator Putnam right after this.
At LGH Wealth Management, our mission is to create financial empowerment through independent, personalized, and authentic financial planning. That means meeting you where you are and helping you get where you want to go. Whether you're a business owner planning for growth, succession, or a future sale, or a hardworking individual looking to get ahead, reduce stress, and tackle life's financial challenges, we're here to help. From retirement planning and investment management to tax-efficient strategies, estate planning, and risk management, LGH Wealth delivers comprehensive guidance you can trust. Call LGH Wealth Management today at 507-525-7324. That's 507-525-7324. Securities offered through J.W. Cole Financial Incorporated, JWC, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through J.W. Cole Advisors Incorporated, JWCA. Lubeck Geisler Ham Wealth Management Incorporated and JWC JWCA are unaffiliated entities.
As in alligator. L also in alligator. but it's not alligator. It's the Al Travis Show.
I've got him, Senator Putnam, on the program with us. Senator, here's the story that should be the front page of everything, the talk of the town today, my opinion. But it isn't because we've numbed ourselves. I remember it was only 3-4 months ago. The Star Tribune, Trump came out and said there's $1 billion in fraud in Minnesota. And everyone's like, no, it ain't $1 billion. Star Tribune does a whole story. It's not even close to $1 billion. We'll never see it. Now they're talking 9, 18, who knows? But now the rest of us are numb to it because the story today, well, it came out 2 days ago, NPR, a preliminary analysis of the Minnesota Medicare payouts. This is by Optum, the group we paid a couple mil for to take a look at what's going on. Found that direct payment policy violations may have cost the state $52 million. The guy running the place, Director John Conley, wanted us to know the 52 figure does not imply that fraud occurred, but points the claims there the policies weren't followed for some reason. The Optum group said Minnesota could save up to $1.7 billion if it closed those gaps on Medicaid policies. If we followed our own rules, we would save $1.7 billion. According to the guys, we just paid $2 million to tell us how to do this thing. Putnam, we are whining about fraud. People will steal from you. This happens. I get it. People will steal. Bad people, bad on you. But the director came out and, well, this isn't fraud. It doesn't want to be connected to fraud. I get it. This is us just not following our own policies for $1.7 billion. This is what people should be mad at. I pay John. I pay all his staff. We pay them to take care of our money. Follow the rules that Aric Putnam set up and the rest. And we said $1.7 billion out the door by policy violations. Why are we not talking about that?
Well, you're not wrong. There's 2 parts of this. The first, the why aren't we talking about it, I think is partially because of all the melodrama around it. We've had so much fire and false information and people just leap into conclusions like we have more money in fraud than we have in money. Like that's the thing that people are saying, really, right? And when that happens so much, you get kind of...
That's us radio guys. It causes people to listen. We do that. Okay, that's on us.
Well, no, it's not you. It's not just the media. It's my people too. It's everybody. Yeah. Everybody is so addicted to the car crash that we make it not just one car. We make it every single car, and that gets us bored. And so that happened, with the big 3 issues we were just talking about. That happened a little bit with guns. It happened with fraud, and to a certain extent, it might also be happening a little bit with ICE. Like we just had this incredibly intense, passionate response to stuff that sometimes is clouded by false information, and then we just get like, yeah, whatever at this point. But on this specific issue, I think what else is messed up that people don't talk about?
What's that?
I was hanging out with our some county folks in Stearns County here. And they're still processing those exact same claims on an MS-DOS platform from 1989. What? Like they're doing this work on Oregon Trail, man. And like you can't, like they're gonna be mistakes when you're chiseling stuff on a stone tablet.
You're typing in DOS.
Be a mistake, and if you're doing your math with an abacus, it's not gonna be perfect.
See, but
that's
who do we
coming from too?
Who do we blame for that? When I started this whole thing. People. No, your people, because when I started this thing, I think we were arguing about I think it was a $20 billion budget. Now, this is 30 years ago. And we just threw that $18 billion just on in the last thing. And everybody who's ever been in charge, you don't put an upgrade into your computers? I just have the engineer guy in here upgrading to some crap I have no idea so that we could, how do we still have DOS computers? We spend massive amounts of money.
Because it's just not sexy to upgrade your Atari to a Coleco. No one cares, right? Like no one. If I was like, I'm running for re-election based on the fact that
I'm going to get new computers.
I made it easier for the bureaucracy to work. No one's going to get excited.
That is so sad and true.
It needs to be done. So that's the weird part about how the 2 points your 2 points interact with each other is that there's not enough drama in actually serving people. There's not enough drama in actually doing the job. And that's, I was
just talking to somebody about the SNAP benefits thing. We're not sending our numbers, but most of the red states did. And they found like 500,000 people, just with the red state SNAP, 500,000 people were getting SNAP from more than one state in the 20 that sent it. And I'm like, what? And then he said, and they're using the same name, the same information, but because this state doesn't talk to that state, because good God, an Excel spreadsheet would be too hard to cross-reference, right? They're not doing it. If you extrapolate it out to the rest of us, it's probably about 1 million people doing this bad boy. And because our computers can't talk to each other, we're getting It's infuriating, man. I mean, it just is. I'm sorry.
It
I'm
is. I
mad.
mean, that's one thing. It costs a lot of money, but that's one thing that I do hope we actually get done this session. I don't know that we will, but that's a pretty reasonable investment, I think. And this
Find
is
out
the
what,
thing. Like people don't
dude.
really seem to expect.
Let's make that our thing on the show. You ask somebody to figure out how much it would take to upgrade the computer system across the state, and if it's less than 1.7 billion, we'll argue the living heck out of it just to get that money back. Hey, at least 1 year we spent it on something good. We didn't waste it. You know what I'm saying? Let's work on that. I'll push the heck out of that on the show. Hey, love having you on, my bro. I do. I appreciate you being here, my bro.
Always great to see you,
my
Fred.
state senator, Senator Aric Putnam on the Al Travis Show.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters proudly presents Guys and Dolls.